Rashana, okay. You want to show your screen, Rashana, or what is happening here?
Yeah, did you make me the presenter?
You know what? I somehow.
Okay, yeah, I think you made me
you.
organizer. Yeah, you made me the organizer. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna show my screen.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So I have the AR wizard in the background, but even before I step into the AR invoice wizard, are you able to see my screen, everyone, and hear me okay?
Yes.
Rosina?
Okay.
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 But I can hear you. I don't see anything on the screen though.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, there's nothing on the screen?
No, just more for apps.
Yeah,
HTS, yeah.
there we go. Now we're seeing. I'm not sure whose screen we're seeing, but we're seeing a screen.
No, that is not mine. Somebody else shared the desktop. Yeah, I'm just waiting for that. I have.
I can see your screen, Rashana, yeah.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Oh, now we can.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is my AR invoice wizard, which I was going to walk through as a first wizard to introduce everyone to what our wizards are. But even before that, I just wanted to show the entire product footprint. And this is the order to cash. So by streams, we have them all laid out this way. So the basic philosophy is that wherever there is data entry and data maintenance in mass, that's where we have put our wizards in place. And the way our wizards are designed, you'll see from the AR wizard example, is we just try to take the form, which is for manual entry, and try to just lay out all of its fields in a flat layout, all as columns. All the fields are laid out as columns. So you have the invoice header. There are many things which are in multiple button clicks and multiple tabs, like the bill to, ship to, and so many other fields. So all of them are just laid out flat here, you would notice. Even the attachments that comes from the toolbar, and then the lines. Lines is another separate button click on the form. So all of those are just laid out here, even the EB tags, DFFs, everything. So what this does is it makes it very easy for mass uploading or downloading of it almost is like an ad hoc report when you download data onto this. And then you can make mass updates and upload them back with changes made to your entity. So that way we've just kind of mimicked the forms. So that way for order to cash, we have for customer standard, we have a wizard for that, for AR invoices. And then for applying any receipts or payments, we have a wizard for that. And it is, like I said, basically mimicking the screen. For sales order entry and updates, we have a very extensive sales order wizard. And then these are the others, the price list maintenance. So that broadly is our order to cash suite. And I think today that's our focus area. So I heard that some of you are from the receipts and collections area, the AR and the collections. So generally, I mean, what I was planning to do based on what you've drafted out was touch upon AR invoices and maybe customer setup and maintenance. But I would like to hear if you want to go into anything else. I mean, maybe it's wise to just spend a few minutes to lay out an agenda now. What are the interest areas and what areas are we having in this call, and what's your overall order to cash process end to end? And where do you see data management as a very cumbersome task? Anyone?
Okay, we have this tool for AR invoices already. So maybe we can concentrate on other topics.
AR invoice to start with? Okay. Yeah, and we are having more sessions. I believe Jose has set it up for tomorrow for procure to pay and another day for the finance.
Hello. Well, we actually, from what I know, we are already using Morpho apps for processing AR invoices.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Okay. In all of the units?
So we can skip
so we can skip the AR invoices. What we
Okay.
were mostly interested in the collections part is that we are having the special requirements of entering cash collection notes and unpaid reasons into the Oracle. So we would be interested if anything that sits in the Excel table can be uploaded. And Robert, from the credit side, you were interested about the credit limits, right? So maintaining basically customers.
That's correct. That's correct. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. So
Yes.
maintaining the credit limit is
Yeah,
that
that's
so?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. But one more thing, because right now we are talking about Oracle, but I think it would be beneficial for you, Rashana, to know that in credit we use the, I would say, another product. Well, it's Oracle, but it's called Oracle Advanced Collection. So it's
Okay.
another workflow for credit to maintain credit limits and to maintain credit cases. And I think it's the same for collection. You guys also use Oracle Advanced Collection. So it's not directly Oracle. It's something which is built based on Oracle, and maybe that would be another case to discuss.
Okay. So let's look at the credit limit first maybe, because we have a ready wizard for it. We don't have anything, as you can see, for the collection screen, and I can walk through where you do it on the Oracle screen, and then what we have is a development platform called Application Interface Wizard, and this is basically an Excel loader which can be tuned to work with any API, any standard programming interface that Oracle gives. And very quickly you can make a wizard out of this, like a mini loader out of this, which can plug in any gaps that is not covered by our end user tools. We usually plug that using this and make a mini loader for them. Okay, so we can think about making a mini loader for your collections requirement. So I can just gather that requirement, but before that, maybe I'll go into the customer wizard and show how to put the credit limits. So if I'm not mistaken, this is how you go for your credit limit updates. Is that right? You go to the customer standard, you go to your details for the account. Is this the right place that you go for in Oracle?
Well, this is the place where we keep information. That's correct. But like I said, to process changes in credit limit, we use Oracle Advanced Collection.
Okay.
That's something which is built based on Oracle, but it's a different. It's a workflow for us. It's a different responsibility in Oracle that we use to process credit cases. So we don't update credit limits directly in customer. In customer options, but we use Oracle Advanced Collection.
Okay, let me see if I have advanced collections installed on this. Let me just go in with a different logon name. So maybe what might be best, so that's one area, and for advanced collections. What else in the order to cash track? Applying, did you say applying any payments, or that's also more on the cash collection side?
Yes, we also apply payments, so we would be interested, but this is the, I would say, third level of our interest. The most will be the cash collection notes, mass upload of credit limits. So on the credit side, and the third option would be then cash up.
Okay. So yeah, maybe you can navigate me through the Oracle side of the forms and workflow, and then I can basically try to do a mini wizard out of our development tool. So I'm just opening up the collections screen. So is it this one here, the collections under receivables, and I believe this should be the one, but let's look at it once it comes up.
Yes, this will be the one regarding the collection notes, and I believe Robert meant the Oracle Oracle Credit Management for the credit limits.
Yes, yeah.
So we
Yeah,
can
that's
we
my
can
mistake.
stick to the collections, and I thought I heard Anna, so Anna can guide you how it is done for the collections.
Okay, sure.
Actually, this is Anna. So the application, the responsibility we are using, I don't see it on your list because it's not the collections. It's a separate, it's Oracle Advanced Collection. We have it customized, so it starts with HDS, but then it's HDS Advanced Collection, and then it's restricted or unrestricted user. That's the name of the responsibility.
Okay.
Didn't see it there.
Okay, so I think the module is advanced collections. Okay.
Yeah, that's true, Rachna. The module name is itself is
Actually,
advanced
it is
collection.
called
Okay, and
Global Collections
yep.
Agent.
Global Collections Agent, yes, and the Global Collections Manager, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me look for it. And possibly the forms are allocated to other, the same forms might be available under another responsibility. So that's why I'm going in and checking on this. Yeah, I don't seem to have anything with collections or advanced collections.
Maybe you can go to System Admin Responsibility and check for the responsibilities called Advanced Collections.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
And assign it here. Looks like our Oracle instance is a little slow. Okay, so this is where you can do the credit limit, did you say?
No, Roshan, that was my mistake. So credit limits we maintain in Oracle Credit Management. It's also customized. It's also customized product for us.
Oh, okay, okay. Not
But
this
now
one.
I guess now we are looking for Oracle Advanced Collection to talk about
Okay.
the collection part of this request.
Could you go back to the screen you had and go to Notes?
Oh, okay. Back on the collections?
Yeah.
That was, I think, receivables. Collections, and then within that notes, is it?
Yes, I think it is that one because I recognize the work queue, which is the one above, so it should be the one. No, the note stuff. Yeah, this is what we want to use.
Okay.
And our question is if we can transfer our notes from Excel to this field.
Yeah, so typically, I mean, like if you recall how attachment section works, it's pretty similar to that. You have notes and you can attach a file. Same way, this will just be a field on the wizard, and you would be able to type in and upload it. That's how most wizards would map this. So there's no wizard out of the box for this form, but we can very well look into if there's an API to update this. We can access that on our application interface wizard, and then basically the notes will just be a column here, and then you should be able to query and update it. So typically, how would you query for a collection and put the notes in? So it's for existing that you update, isn't it? Or do you make new entry also here? Do you start with a new entry or just pull up something using the search here?
We pull up an invoice number, and then we make a note on the invoice, on a particular invoice, so the note is related to an invoice or to a customer account.
Okay. Okay, let me look at that. So if I hit search, I don't see any invoice number here.
No. Can you close this one?
Yeah, you can choose transaction here, and it will pull up the invoice.
Okay, okay. Okay, got it, yeah. Yeah, transaction number. Okay, so this is the way you would query. Got it. Let me just start making some. So this is where you would update, and then to query, this is the screen. So you basically enter the transaction number and then query for that, and you update the notes on this and then save it.
I also have a question. Would there be a possibility to also change the field that is not editable, but you can choose from the drop-down list? For example, you have a status public there. We have a field that is not present here. That is called, what is it called?
Unpaid reason,
right?
Yeah, unpaid reason. Yeah, and
Okay.
yeah, we can choose it from the drop-down list, but I was wondering if we could also upload it massively.
Yes. Yeah, as long as it's editable here, and if there is a list of values attached to it, then the same will come up on the form, as you might have seen on the AR wizard also. So the same list of values would come up, and you would be able to enter only one of those three values. Now, if it's a grayed out column here on the Oracle form that you cannot modify, then the wizard also won't let you modify. For example, the last payment date or the last payment amount. I trust that this would all be non-editable fields on this form. Is that right?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes. So those won't be editable from the wizard. But yeah, this one should be. As long as you can edit and modify the field on the form, the wizard will let you do that too. And it'll even validate that you're entering one of the three values and not some free text. It won't be a free text. It'll have this list of values and it'll validate based on that. Okay, so you might have to, so basically whatever you can change here, you want the same changes to happen. Now, would you also want to search by any of the others, or just transaction is good for you? Like, would you also need the person search criteria and the customer key or anything else, or just the transaction search is good for you, for your purpose?
we are also using the account and bill too.
The account search, okay. Does it take the account number? Okay, you can search by account number.
Yes, or by the organization name. So the first.
Okay, the name of the, yeah, got it.
You have to click, you can't do tabulator. Sorry, that's the form.
That?
Well, when you enter the number, then you have to click search. You can't enter or, yeah, you go to search.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for the help.
Yeah. So then you would get that in your collections. Okay. And then here's where you can change things related to the account. So is this where You would change your account credit limit?
No,
No?
it's not
Okay.
achievable from this view. From this view, we would change the notes again.
Oh, okay.
So what we first told you was the making a note on a particular transaction, a particular invoice. We also make a note on the whole customer account, and this is what we would use.
Got it. Yep. Got it. Okay. Okay. So these are the two.
And can you go to, before you search again,
Okay.
sorry, can you go to transactions? Do you have any open transactions here?
The two invoices?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if I just open up an existing invoice from here, or do you want me to search a transaction here?
Yeah, I want you to search for a transaction here.
Here, okay.
Yes. There's a different screen.
Okay, I think there should be a list of values here, right? And just search?
Yes.
Okay. No records to be retrieved. Okay. It has to be open, is it? Not paid off or something?
No, it doesn't have to be open. It should still pull up the transaction details. You may want to tick the include inactive. Maybe that's the on the bottom right corner. Yeah, maybe that's why it's not searching.
Ah, okay. Okay.
And just give it a moment. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So what we would usually do is right-click on the transaction line and then choose the option View Notes.
You don't go to the Notes tab here?
We go to the Notes tab if we want to see existing notes,
Okay.
the historical one, and when we want to create a note, we would do that, do the right click, because that way the note is assigned to this particular invoice.
Got it. Okay, okay, okay. Not to the...
Not to the account.
Got it. Okay.
And can you just scroll to the right, because there is one more field that we, on the other screen.
Okay.
Cancel? Yeah?
Yeah, let me just take another screenshot.
Okay, sure. Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so cancel and go to the right.
Just scroll to the right. I'm looking for a field called, we have a field here which is called unpaid reason, and we also changed this from this view, and it's a value chosen from a drop-down list.
Okay.
But I'm not sure whether it might have been created for us for HDS customized for us.
Unpaid reason, okay.
But I think
Oh, no, it's here. Yeah, it's here.
So this is one more thing that we do. So we also right-click here, and we have a button here to change the unpaid reason.
On the right click?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not really sure where it sits in Oracle usually.
Okay. But basically some way to edit this. So usually it's just an entry, or you might see some value and overwrite it also.
It's empty until we put a value there from a drop-down list, and then we also sometimes have to change it. So we choose a value, and then we have to change it to another value. But initially, it's always empty.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
So we choose it on the, so we click, right click, and and also when we go to right click and update notes or view notes, so the one that I already showed you, we have a button, we have a field there which is unpaid reason. So when you go to view notes,
okay, yeah, it's grayed out. Yeah, probably grayed out because it's an inactive invoice, maybe.
Maybe, yes.
Yeah, so this should be the way you usually. Okay, got it. So these are the fields that you would want. Okay, this doesn't keep my.
Yeah.
And this you have to do in a large volume, is it? All of these updates, the notes at the transaction, and the customer level, as well as the unpaid reasons. Okay.
So the large volume updates we would use for only for transactions. So this is our main concern and main interest. And the bill to or account for the whole account, this is not so actually, we don't use it that much, so we don't need really upload mass upload for that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, it looks like all within one form, so there should be some API to update this, I'm pretty sure, and we should be able to try and do a loader for this. The other part, so your query is always by the transaction number, so now you're saying that you have many transactions or invoices you would want to update, so will you be just querying or putting the invoice numbers on and doing a download, or how would you query, or is there any other way you would be querying?
Well, we actually usually we have already an Excel file.
Okay.
So we download at the beginning of the month, and so we have numbers in the Excel file. So we would only use it for upload.
Okay, good. Okay, so
and
you can
there's one more challenge. Our invoice numbers repeat themselves.
Okay.
So there is for us especially, so it was customized for us, and there was individual transaction number created, but we also have that in the Excel file. So it's not the transaction type by transaction number by which you searched right now. It's a different number. So we have an individual number which does not repeat, but you can't search by it in the form in Oracle.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm clear enough.
Okay. Yeah, but how would you bring it up then? Let's say you have a transaction number and you want to pull it here.
Mm,
and it's not unique, then what is the other field that you'll have to enter? Is there a combination of two fields that you'll enter here, or?
can you go back to search and just show me? I'll be able to tell you, because they repeat in different countries. So it's either
Okay. Operating unit?
Operating unit or something like that, as long as it's here.
Yes, that's to operating unit and also with the customer name, I guess, because yeah.
Okay. So let's say, yeah,
by
transaction. So
yeah,
I can change, yeah.
If you could, we can search by transaction number combined with account number, or yeah, that will be, I think, the best solution.
Okay, but does this let you do two search fields, or the way the screen is with the radio button, I think it allows you only for one?
Yes. If the number repeats itself, then it shows another screen, and then you have to choose the one that is of your interest.
Okay, got it. So it might bring up two, and then you'll have to, okay.
Can you click on expanded search, please? There it is.
Transaction. So here you can search by a combination, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, over here you can, okay.
So if we want to upload, it would need to upload based on two information.
Okay, so maybe the combination of account number and then the invoice number. Okay. And operating unit also, I believe, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. So this is on the collection notes, the collection unpaid reason.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, and for the credit limit, where would you go? Is it this screen at all or some other screen? Robert?
So for credit limit, there is another responsibility in Oracle. And in my Oracle, it says HDS credit management. And I think I saw something similar in your
Yeah. I think we have that. Not at this responsibility. Oh, this one, credit management, maybe the form is just thrown in under receivables, I'm suspecting. No.
Well, I don't.
So that's not right.
So again, repeat. I couldn't hear you. Some problem on the line.
Yeah, I think some problem with my audio. You hear me?
You're breaking.
Shana, you're breaking away a little bit.
Can you try under control? Just show us what.
Now?
It's better.
Okay.
Can you show us what is the list under control? Just above, two above the credit management.
Yeah, these are all the requests, I think, all of the reports and concurrent requests to submit. Credit management also came up as a request, like a concurrent request. That's not what you're expecting. I believe it's a form that you're expecting here under credit management.
Yeah, it should be a form, but it's more than that. Well,
Okay. Okay.
under credit management, let me talk you through. Under credit management, we use cases, I would say. So to prepare a review, credit review for each customer, we use case, and this case is kind of the package, which contains many informations like credit limit, credit risk, next credit review date, and all those parameters they go to the Oracle, the place which you showed at the beginning. I believe it's under customer
Yeah. Okay.
responsibility,
Got it.
but we don't put data there anymore directly or manually.
Got it. Okay.
It's done.
Okay.
It's done through credit management. So that's the
Okay.
idea too.
Got it. Okay. Let me see if there is a credit management responsibility that I can assign, like Srini was suggesting. Let me put this one. It's just one. Does this look right, Robert? It brings me to a web-based web-based form. Is that
Yeah,
how it
it
is?
looks similar. Yeah.
It does.
So that's
Okay.
that's web-based form, and
Okay.
and you should have ability under analysis tab to create case, I think, or if you can search customer
But,
here, you should
okay.
have ability to
Yeah.
create case for this customer.
Oh, okay. So case is like your request for an increase in the credit limit or something, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say this is my customer and I have to create a credit application.
Yes.
Okay.
And you should get the form with several fields to fill, and
Got it. And somebody has to approve this after that, or
yes. Yeah.
what's the
So
workflow?
there's approval workflow. After the case is submitted, well, it's created by credit analyst, and there's submitted.
Uh-huh.
After that, there is credit approver, who needs to approve the case. So
Okay,
there's
got
approval
it.
workflow, and in our case, there are 2 approvers after all. So there are
Uh-huh.
people in credit team with authorization they need to approve this credit case.
Okay, got it. So there is probably a workflow set up in your case, which surely is missing. We won't have a workflow, I believe, but as long as you're able to create a request, that's all you're looking for, right? The mass.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So idea here is because, I would say that the typical reviews that we perform, it's something that we can continue with the current setup. The problem is that very often we need to reallocate credit limits between accounts. It's very simple transaction. It's within approved credit limits. It's our credit policy. I won't go into details. But many times we have to create cases to reallocate credit limit between accounts. So you may have 2 or 3 customers which belong to the same group.
Got
And
it. Partly,
sometimes we need
yeah.
to reallocate credit limits. So we need to create case and submit this case with new information with new parameters. Let's say for customer A, we need to increase credit limit. For customer B, we need to decrease credit limit to have, to maintain the same credit limit
Same.
at
Okay.
the group level.
Got
So
it. Okay.
we're thinking if there's a possibility to use more for apps to help us with this. I mean, to, let's say, upload all the information, credit limit, credit risk, next review date, from Excel to credit management in order to create cases and maybe even to attach some attachments.
Okay. Okay. So the way the wizards work, if you have an attachment facility here, only then, so basically it utilizes the same Oracle tables and repository. It doesn't have its own storage anywhere outside of Oracle tables. So whatever is the capability, like let's say if this doesn't seem to have any attachment section as I expect in let's say in customer standard there is an attachment section, or in supplier. So there is no place here in Oracle to hold an attachment. The more perhaps wizard is not going to have any extra storage or any fields or tables of its own.
Well, I believe there is a possibility to attach files under the case. So once you have
Under the
case
case?
created,
Okay.
yeah, in
Okay,
our
yeah.
Oracle, in our setup, we have ability to
Okay.
upload files.
Okay, as long as it's a standard field residing in Oracle, we can always add and we can build a conduit to it. That we can do, yeah. But if it is not on the Oracle form, then there's no way to store it outside of it. So when you submit this case, there is a way to put an attachment against it, you're saying?
Yeah, so before credit analyst submits the case,
Okay.
he's able to attach some files. Because that's the part of credit review. We need to attach some files.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So now here, is there something that sometimes you have to go and query an existing case or look at, like you were saying, in reallocating your credit limits across accounts? Is there any place here where you see that what is the current credit limit, or you can query for an account and look up its information, or it's always a blank screen that you just have to enter?
Well, I don't know answer to this question, to be honest. There is a place in customer database when you can see the credit limit, but once you create a new case, I think you have to put this information once again. I don't think it's kept somewhere else rather than customer database.
Right. So there's no way you pull up that information from this form. This is always just an case entry form, right? You're not able to.
Yes, so we have to always enter data to this case.
Always entering down this form. Okay.
So that would be very useful.
I was on mute and talking. Yes, Robert. What Robert said is correct. Like we don't change the customer profile amounts. We have like go to customer profiles and do the changes there, and come back here to change any notes, case notes.
Okay. Okay, got it. And do you have to look up existing cases? For example, somebody says that case number 10083 that I just entered, there is some problem with it, and I have to look it up and make any changes to an existing case. Do you have to do that?
Well, I don't think so, because like I said, the periodical review that we do is something which we like to continue the current setup. I'm more interested in using more for apps to, to the mass upload when it comes to reallocation of credit limits.
Okay.
That's something which is very technical, and we kind of can build process around it. And that would be, that's something which is straightforward for us.
Okay.
But it looks very manual, because every time we have to create case, enter data, attach some files. So it's very step that you have to repeat every time.
Okay.
So every time we need to create new case or new cases and enter data and some attachments.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Okay. Okay, I can draft this up and we can basically it'll be a new loader, and there are two options. Usually we can provide the development platform, and if you have the bandwidth, somebody in IT or someone who knows the APIs can build it. Otherwise, we usually give a mini loader which is configured. It uses the same APIs and it is ready for a specific task, just for collections or just for credit management. We can provide that. Okay, so and that usually is like a little bit of a development effort, and it's almost like a development engagement when we do an effort estimate, how much time it will take, and then provide an estimate or a quote of what it will take to build that.
So how complex is that development, or what do we need to know exactly to develop that one? If you know API, isn't PLSQL programming, will that be enough, or do we need to do
the application interface wizard, the development platform, yeah, I can just bring it up to show how complex or easy it is. So basically, it's just knowing the APIs a little bit. What are the input-output parameters, and what should be the list of values attached to it. So for example, for install base, we didn't have, there's a module for install base, and we didn't have a ready loader. So this is how it comes. We can manage templates or create templates. So let me just show a simple template for you to get a feeling of how to code within. This is the wizard. So this is a development platform. To the end user, it will look like any other wizard that we give out to the box. But there is a little toolkit behind for the IT or the developer kind of a user. Okay, so that person has to go into manage templates, and then it will show the API behind it and all of its parameters. And then you can associate a list of values or some validation rules to those API parameters. And then eventually when you enter these are basically all of these, they are behind the scene, they're just API parameters. It's just that they've been masked with a better looking name instead of the P underscore whatever, or a better looking list of values than some IDs. Usually behind the scenes you have inventory item ID. But here it's been masked into giving you a list of values with just plain items that the end user is familiar with. And you put that in, and basically it's passing the inventory item ID behind the scenes to the API. Same with all of the columns. These are just actually parameters of the API exposed as columns here.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just that masking and making it more user-friendly is where the technical person has to step in the first time to build that template, and then after that it's just like an end user tool.
That's good.
Yeah, so I mean usually what we've seen is people prefer to just do the mini loader because it's for specific use. The only thing is if you get the entire development platform, you have no restriction. You can keep building as many templates as you want for different purposes. Whereas if you have specific loaders, so one will be just tailored to leverage the collections API or the credit management API. So it'll be specific loaders. It's not flexible to configure with any of your needs. That's the only difference, but usually that's what we have seen people prefer. That is a route, just get a mini loader because they don't have the bandwidth to make it themselves.
So right now we are using data loader for different applications. So how easy to convert the data loader to more for apps wizard?
So data loader doesn't do much of a validation, right? I mean, it is just
just
simulation of the form. Yeah,
simulation of the form. It takes it and dumps it into the form, basically.
Correct. Yeah. So this one goes through the API route, like the integration framework that Oracle gives. It doesn't do a form simulation. So it's.
So if it doesn't have the API to load, then like it doesn't work.
Or if there is an interface table it can put it in the interface table, and then you can have the concurrent request, the import program. So in some cases that route is also there.
Okay.
So let's say this is the person who's building it now behind the scenes. So you just name the template expired and install based system, then you reference the procedure, and this is the public API behind it, expire system. And then if you go into one, as soon as you reference or point to the API, the standard Oracle API, all of its parameters are listed here. And now you'll see that these are all so cryptic, like P underscore system reg. This is how API parameters are always. But then what the person has gone in, the developer has gone in and done, they've gone and given it some default values, some list of values, and a more easy custom label for it. So like a system number instead of, whatever is behind the scene. And all of this can be done further. If I go into edit by sheet, this is where my toolbox is really, and where I do that mapping of the parameters and adding validations and list of values. So this is really where the bulk of it is done. So this is all it's like a palette, your developer's palette, this one. Okay, so this is where entirely all of it. So you don't have to go into PL SQL code and everything. It's this way that you provide a default value. So it's like how you in the APIs you provide a FND API G for the global values here, or any sysdate. These are all the default values. You can do a SQL type and sysdate. And then if you have an LOV validation against any column, so for example, these are the party name or party ID behind the scene. The LOV upload field is the IDs that the API needs, but what you display to the end user is the party name or the account number, the customer account number. Okay, so that's how you can configure. And you double click, it becomes much easier to understand. The LOV setup is just like how you set up a value set. So it's like a LOV display field is the party name, and the upload field is a party ID, which is understood by the API. And you have extra fields to show the end user that this is the party number, account number behind this name. And it's just doing a select of these columns from these, and where clause is this one. So this is how you construct a value set for that field. Okay, so this is how you'll just make it more user-friendly, give it a user-friendly name also, custom view label name. So instead of just custom column or whatever, it became a party name now, a good name for the end user to understand. Same with account number. So instead of a customer ID that the API understands, the end user is just going to work with customer account numbers. And for that, to translate it for the API, we just had to do this LOV definition. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, yeah, so the options are, you work with this toolkit, or we do the mini loader and provide. And first of all, of course, the starting point is for all of the functionality we walked through today, we just have to go and identify, is there even an API, or is there a interface table, how to access these forms. That will be the first exercise we'll do, and scope it, and we can provide a quote based on what is the effort needed. Okay, so those are the things on the order to cash that we covered. So anything else other than that in the order to cash flows?
Not from my side, thank you. Kasha, to touch cash receipts. That's the third on our list.
I think we can stick with these two as our main interest. So
Okay.
Thank you very much. It was very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. You were helpful actually in understanding what you're looking for. So I'll take this, and good thing we recorded, so our development and our functional team will know exactly what you all are looking for. And we can draft some requirements, run them by you. Once you approve, we'll be able to do the mini loader. And then, yeah, I can do the AR receipts. That should be a short demo if you want to do the payments and applying it to invoices, applying the payments to the invoices, or adjusting the invoices. All of those we can do in a 30-minute demo when we circle back with what we find on your collections and credit management requirements. Then we can talk about AR receipts also.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, all right. Thank you, everyone. Jose, over to you. Jose, anything else from you as next steps? So.
Thank you, Roshana. I do appreciate. My apologies. Matthew, I do have a quick question for you, and for you as well, Katarzyna. I remember we provided you with a demo on the AP Invoice Wizard and how to do the scanning on the invoices. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Jose. Actually, it was not me. It was most probably the different Katarzyna, who's a P2P manager. So I cannot talk about AP invoices as they are not in my scope.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I remember Thomas was part of the, when he came to collaborate, we showed him in detail as well, the AP Invoice Wizard and, the scanning component where we are scanning the AP invoices, and then uploading the data into Oracle EBS. Is that still an area of interest for you guys, or it's not?
Well, Kasia, I think it would be good to coordinate it with Kasia Klatka.
Exactly, but we have a meeting tomorrow for P2P part.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I think that's something Jose will want to talk to you on the meeting about tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, hi Jose, this is Tom. Yeah, we'll be discussing it tomorrow when P2P team is present on the meeting, because I really wanted them to see this this demo again. If they,
right.
Okay.
So.
Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, just wanted to know that as well. Yeah. Now, is there any other thing we need to cover today for this particular meeting, or are we pretty much done, or where we're at?
I think we're good. Any other questions
Yeah,
from?
we're good.
No, I think we're good, Jose. Thanks. Thanks very much for putting this on. We appreciate it.
Oh.
We'll talk internally, and we'll get back to you if we have any questions or follow-ups we need to have addressed.
Okay, fair enough. That sounds good. I do appreciate everyone's time, and I guess for the people that are on the meeting today, we'll see you guys on the meeting that we have scheduled for tomorrow then.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Thank you very much,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Anna, Roshana, stay on the phone with me for a second.
Okay, sure.
Here, just stop it now here.
The recording?